everyone, we're going to simplify each exponential expression, and this is part 2, and I went into more detail on part 1, but basically you need to know your product property, that's your product property, your power property, and your quotient for this video. So okay, and we're just going to get started on this one. So we're going to do some easy ones and harder ones. A lot of these have radicals, so this is more for Algebra 2 students. The first one we're going to do is 3 to the square root of 3 times the square root of 3. It's just like part 1. Square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is, it's like saying 3 to the 1/2 times 3 to the 1/2, if I write it rationally. So that would be 3 to the 1/2 plus 1/2 using my product property, which is just 3 to the first power. So this is just going to be 3 cubed, and the answer is 27. Okay, and number 2, we have x to the square root of 2 powered to the square root of 7. I'm just going to use my power property. I can multiply these two, so that's just going to be square root of 14, and I can't simplify. Number 3, I have 5 to the 2 square root of 2 power times 5 to the 4 square root of 3 power. So I'm going to use my product property. This would be your m and your n. 5 is your base, so that's just going to be 2 square root of 3 plus 4 square root of 3, and this equals 5 to the 6th square root of 3. This is like saying 2x plus 4x, which would be 6x, but our x happens to be what? Square root of 3. All right, number 4, we have x to the 3 pi divided by x to the pi. This is our quotient property, so that's going to be 3 pi, x to the 3 pi minus pi, which equals x to the 2 pi. All right, and the next set we have is 2 to the square root of 2 times the square root of 8, which equals 2 to the square root of 16, which is 2 to the 4th, which equals 16. And next one we have is, so that one would be 5. 6 would be n to the square root of 3 times the square root of 75. This is n to the square root of 125, which equals n to the 15th power. This was my, both of these were power properties. The next one we're going to do is y to the square root of 6 times y to the 5 square root of 6. That's your product property, just like we did on the previous slide. You're just going to add these two. We have 1 square root of 6, and we're going to add 5 more, so that's 6 total. And that's that. And let's do number 8. We have 13 square root of 6 times 13 square root of 24. And this is going to be, if you want to rewrite the square root of 24 See, I don't have a calculator with me. So I know the square root, I'll do it up here. Square root of 24 can be written as square root of 4 times 6, which equals 2 square root of 6. So that's how I'm going to rewrite that. And that's going to equal 13 to the square root of 6 plus 2 square root of 6, which equals 13 to the 3 square root of 6, just like our number 7. And I have 2 more. And this one's going to be n cubed over n to the pi. So that's just going to be n to the 3 minus pi. Not much you can do with that. And the last one, we have to change the base. So I'm going to change the base. You can't do your properties without the bases being the same. I know this is 5 cubed. You just multiply it by whatever is already in the exponent, which was square root of 11. Now I'm going to use my quotient property. Subtract those two values and you get 2 square root of 11. And that's all. The next video we're going to solve exponential equations. And after that we're going to solve exponential inequalities. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.